Good afternoon and welcome to a very windy, rainy, blustery Eco Power Stadium here in Doncaster. Summer rugby is definitely finished now. The final round of the Betfred Championship season, round 26, between Doncaster and Halifax Panthers. A game that a few weeks ago might have been so important. However, Halifax's late season form, 4 wins on the spin, confirmed their place in the 2025 Betfred Championship playoffs with that victory against Widnes in our homecoming game of the Shea last week. And because of that, Carl Eastman has decided to play chess and rested a few players. Let's go through the teams first and foremost with the Panthers. Owen Restall at fullback wears 18, Ben Tibbs number 2 and James Saltonstall number 5 on the wings, Alfred Johnson and 4 Charlie Graham in the centres. Louis Jouffre comes back into half back to replace James Woodburn-Hall at 6, and Jack Hansen keeps his place at scrum half wears 7. In the front row, a very, very welcome and timely return for number 11 Owen McCarron. He partners Ronan Dixon in the front row with Vila Halafihi starting at hooker wearing 34 and Dixon wearing 16. And in the back row, Brad Graham comes in wearing 20, and there was no way this man was ever going to be left out. Number 12 and the 2025 Halifax Panthers star man Adam Tangata with Connor Davies continuing his good form. 15 locks up the scrum for the Panthers. On the bench, number 9 Adam O'Brien, 13 Jacob Fairbank, 19 Zach McComb and 22 Maxime Job, with the 18th man Ben Crooks for Carl Eastman's men. And for the Dons, a few familiar faces to Halifax fans young and old. They line up number 1 and the always dangerous and vastly experienced Craig Hall, the former England and Great Britain international Reece Lynn, wears 4 and 18 Adini Gebby, who scored one of the tries of the season at the reverse fixture at the Shea. At centre, number 3 Brad Ames, 24 Watson Boas, and to next Halifax, half that lineup. And a very, very massive congratulations to number 6 Ben Johnston, over 100 appearances for Halifax this time. Who can forget his try over in Toulouse in 2017 to maintain the charge to the middle eights that year, and for some save a club. And number 7 Connor Robinson, Halifax player on 2 separate occasions, both old and new, Halifax RLFC and the Panthers. He lines up wearing 7. In the front row, another brief ex-Halifax player, 10 Sua Matangi and 16 Paulie with Greg Burns at 9. In the back row, 14 Jacob Jones, another ex-Halifax player, Sam Smeaton, who played the 2013 season, and 21 Tyler Heppy locks the scrum. Then on the bench, number 8 Brad Knowles, another ex-Halifax man, and then 20 Isaac Miskey, 22 Lewis Johnson, and 25 Ilakaya Maffey, with 33 Andre Sabelio as the 18th man for Richard Horn's side. The man in the middle, referee Liam Rush. As Tiesto blasts out the speakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the arrival of today's teams, the Halifax Panthers and the Dons.
And it's Adam Tangata who is going to be captain for the day for the Halifax Panthers. Leads out the sides alongside Reece Lynn, captain for the Dons. And Halifax wearing the chain strip of all black with gold numbering and lettering, and the Dons in a traditional all blue with orange V, and the tide's going to line up and form a tunnel for Ben Johnston, retiring after this game. A brilliant career he's had and a wonderful saving to Castleford, Doncaster. And obviously Halifax.
For the Halifax Panthers, ladies and gentlemen, together with his children, can we please welcome very warmly James Saltonstall.
It's just been announced, unbeknownst to any of us, that James Saltonstall is going out for his last game as well. That was a surprise.
We didn't know that. How
And James Saltonstall goes out with his 4 children. None of us knew that. Very nice and all. As Ben Johnston comes out with his 2 kids, getting a really good round of applause from both Doncaster fans and the Halifax fans who've made the trip over. Definitely 100 or so, 100, 200 maybe Halifax fans made the trip down.
We've had both teams that bought 4 minutes to go on to mark the retirement of our 7 players having to use all the very best for their futures. Ladies and gentlemen, the game is also a honour to enjoy the game.
It's going to be Halifax to kick off, left to right, towards those travelling Fax fans, as the Doncaster players line up with the children on the pitch for their last home game of 2025, their last game of 2025. For Halifax, it isn't. It's just a game to get out of the way, to come through unscathed, to go through the ramifications. If Halifax lose, they will definitely be going to Odsal on Friday night. If Halifax win and Featherstone lose, we'll be going away to Oldham on Friday night. And if Halifax win and Featherstone win, then we'll be going to Odsal on Friday night. So make of that what you will. As the game is underway, Hansen kicks deep to the left, collected by Johnson, hands it on to Paulie off the back from Matani off the back fence, sorry. Gets brought down by Tangata and Tibbs as Lynn chats 3 Fax defenders in McCarran, Halafihi and Connor Davies. Here is Paulie. Who can forget Connor Davies' shot tackle on him? Such an important tackle which saved our season last year. Big collision there on Tyler Hepe. Brought down by McCarran and Brad Graham. As Doncaster get over halfway, last one. And quick play the ball, it goes back to Hall. Hall puts it high. First test for Restall at fullback. Oh, and he's dropped it. And he's gone backwards. He didn't look comfortable at all under that high ball. Owen Restall. No real pressure. There is a little bit of a wind, but should be taking that. And Doncaster have a great opportunity to open the scoring here. They have the scrum 10 metres out underneath the Halifax stick, centre field. Johnston feeds. Laid break by Hall going right, tries to evade Jouffre, but Jouffre does well. Held out there. by Johnson there. As Matangi takes it in, stopped by Davies and McCarron. Johnson, short ball to Hepe. Stopped by 3 fast defenders, McCarron, Davies, Hanson involved. Less than 5 out for the line. Nice Sky's ball, and Burns at fullback. Brings on Gebby off the wing, but it's strong Halifax defence. Gets the offload away, and he's straight into the hands of Ronan Dixon. And Halifax survive the first defensive test on their own line. It was an error. Offload coming in from Gebby, but straight into the hands of Dixon as Restall keeps hold of it this time on the tackle. Here's Charlie Graham. Goes back towards the ruck and put down by 3 Dons defenders. Here's Connor Davies. Gets it wider. But still can't get out of their own 20. Halifax here. On the 3rd tackle. Goes by short, so we're up there as Paulie goes in for the big hit on McCarron. So that must be the 4th, last one for Halifax. Hanson behind his 20. Taken late by the Doncaster man, but referee Liam Rush deciding whether or not to give it. He's looking back, but he don't give it like last week. In fact, that was just as bad as the ones last week. But the referee Liam Rush rules that was okay, and Doncaster already at the 40-metre line. Jones stopped by Dixon and Davies as Smeaton gets towards halfway for the Dons. Brought down by Brad Graham and Halafihi. Here's Lynn, centre field, will take Dons past halfway. Brought down by 3 fast defenders. Davies, McCarron, Halafihi. Quick play the ball. Burns finds Matangi. Good yards from this Castleton man. Brought down by Tangatara McCarron. Last one for Doncaster. Goes back to Hall again, just outside of 30. High again. This time Johnson's underneath it, and Johnson was Restall underneath it, and Restall has knocked on again though in Restall. He has. Well, 2 high bombs put up by Craig Hall, and twice so in Restall has knocked on, this time under a little bit more pressure, but still should be taking it. And Doncaster will have another scrum on Halifax's 10-metre line here. Robinson from the scrum, there's gaps here. Hall finds Gebby, and Gebby will he go in the corner? He will. Going inside and out. Charlie Graham committed, but he just wasn't strong enough to stop the Papua New Guinean getting over the line. And just after the 5-minute mark, Doncaster strike first. It's 4-0 with a kick to come.
Try for the Dons, sponsored by GPS Cleaning Services, number 18, Adini Gebby.
It's all coming from the second error of the game from Owen Restall. And they worked it from the scrum really well. And Gebby had loads of space. Very greasy field here with the rain at the Eco Power Stadium. But Gebby used all his experience, went inside, drew the contact from Graham, but slid over the line in the corner to put the Dons 4-0 up. As Conor Robinson will have his first shot at goal this afternoon. 23 metres out, right on this near touchline, on this left hand side. Robinson strikes it well, but he's just sliced it to this near side. So the scoreline remains after 6 minutes. Doncaster 4, Halifax 0. So as it stands, Halifax will stay 6th. But there's a long time in this game yet. I've got to create some drama and suspense somehow. As Hanson gets us back underway, collected by Hall. Hands on to Matangi, but strong defence going from McCarran, Halifax and Davies. Here's Pauly again. Good contact up top from Graham and Dixon, down low from Charlie Graham. But Pauly still makes the 30-metre line. Here's Heppy. Bit of goose step before the line, but good tackle coming in from McCarran, Dixon and Davies. Robinson shows it to Pauly, but gives it to Jacob Jones. Brought down by 3 men, Hanson, Brad Graham and Halifax. Here's Pauly again. Thought Halifax takes the line, tries to bump off McCarran, but holds on well alongside Davies. Dixon comes in for company and he stopped on their own 40-metre line. Last one for the Dons. It goes back to Hall and puts it high again. It's swirling in the wind. Restall leaves that to go and it's going to bounce. Oh, bounces in the in-goal. Tibbs takes it, but they're going to trap him in goal. There was a wicked kick and a wicked bounce. Maybe if Tibbs had his time again, he might have let it bounce dead. But he took the chance, but Halifax going to get the penalty for offside. Halifax get away with one there. As Hanson tries to go for a long touch finder there, but Gebby collects. And Jack Hanson, cardinal sin, not making touch from the penalty, and Gebby's away. Gebby stepping some very soft Halifax defence. And the Dons will start to set off just outside Halifax's 20. It's all action here. Doncaster had the goal line drop out. Concede the penalty for offside, and Halifax failed to make touches. Robinson goes towards the line, hands it on to Hay, and Hay brought down by Charlie Graham. And Saltonstall on this near side. Here's Robinson again. Short flat ball to Pauly. Pauly tries to get out the clutch to Dixon and McCarran. Twist toward the line, but they're bringing down less than 5 out. Right underneath the post. Olsen left and right here for Burns. Picks up one-handed. Finds Johnston. Johnston short ball to Smeaton. Smeaton just brought down by Restall, Jouffre and Tangata. Last one for Doncaster. They go blind. Johnson grabs it through, looking for Boas, and Boas has got in. And Doncaster go near enough back to back. After 9 minutes here at the Eco Power Stadium, Doncaster make it 8-0 with a kick to come. And it's a Papua New Guinean double. First Adina Gebby and now Watson Boas going over for the Dons. Lovely little grubber through from Ben Johnston. And Boas pounced on it first. As Doncaster do have something to play for in terms of league positions and prize money. It's looking like it at the moment. As Connor Robinson has his second shot at goal on his more favoured side for his left foot. 5 metres in from touch on that far side, and the Doncaster fans on that far side will tell you that the flags are up, and Connor Robinson has converted Doncaster's second try of the afternoon to put them 10-0 up.
The opening score from Dons 10, Panthers 0.
As Hanson is kicking left again, they've switched it so Pauly's going to go off the back fence. Hall collects, and it's a Pauly right off the back fence. What's the collision like, Halifax? It's really good. Oh, gets the offload away as well. 3 man only gets the offload away. Matangi finds Heppy. Onto Hay, finds Gebby, and Gebby gets out the clutches of 1-2 Halifax defenders. Hands on to Burns. Robinson finds Heppy, throw the dummy. Goes back and Doncaster, as we saw out of the game of the share, not afraid to throw the ball about. And already they're 5 metres past halfway. As Batanga carries it on. Here's Robinson, takes to the line, double pump, finds Hall, finds Hay goes back on the inside, well brought down by Hansen and Charlie Graham. Doncaster inside Halifax's 20. Robinson finds Johnston, takes it to the line, finds Hall onto Smeaton with a handoff, big handoff. But Tangata and McCarron hold on. Here's Hepe looks to be taken high by Tangata, but Rush says play on, last one for the Dons inside Halifax's 10. Slow play the ball, Burns picks up one-handed, goes blind, Johnston throws a dummy, looking for a try on his final game. With Halifax defenders stopping just short. And forced the turnover. As Doncaster look to restrict Halifax's yardies, but it's a good first run there from Johnson. Alfie Johnson, Saltonstall can take an eye, but again Liam Russell's play on. Oof. Ben Tibbs spilled the ball, but keeps hold. He's pushed backwards, but he does to go around the outside of Connor Robinson. Robinson does well. Here's Charlie Graham. Will take Halifax out of their own 20 for the first time for a while. Good yards there from Charlie Graham. Here's Restall, runs towards centre field, brought down by Paulie on his own 30. Last one for Halifax. Quick play ball from Restall, goes back to Hansen kicks long, it'll bounce in front of Hall, tracks it with his foot and collects for his own 20, hands it on to Lynn. It's a decent chase from the Panthers as Brad Graham top, Charlie Graham down low. It's a Graham sandwich of a tackle. Golden Grahams could say. As Gebby brought down as Lynn. We'll find halfway for the Dons. Again, it's another Graham's tackle. Brad and Charlie involved. Jones put down by Charlie Graham, Owen McCarron and Rowan Dixon. Burns jumps out from dummy half, looking for the penalty, but Graham does really well. Great work from Mark from Charlie Graham. Last one for Doncaster. 35 metres out for the line. Hall puts it high. That looks to be going too deep, but it's out on the full dead. Shocking kick from Ryan Hall. And Halifax. Craig Hall, sorry, my mistake. It's the last game of the season.
Regular season.
Here's Johnny Saltonstall.
Jason.
Yeah, Jason Saltonstall. Here's Saltonstall again. Bring Halifax past the 40s, the best territory we've had for a while. As John Jouffre launches right. It's Alfie Johnson is pushed out by the Doncaster defence. This rain continuing to pour on this. It's a really greasy surface. And the Dons have played the ball on the halfway line. Just after the quarter hour mark, still Doncaster 10, Halifax 0. It's here, big contact there from Halafihi, helped out by Brad Graham. Connor Robinson. Paulie, no chance you can get that first name wrong. Why can't they always call the same name? That's Connor Johnson 6'2", Jinky Johnson, nearly through the gap. Prod down by Halafihi. Here's Connor Robinson, brings to the line, grubs it through, looking for the chasers. Oh, Saltonstall bats it dead. As Featherstone are 2-0 up at Odsall. which means no matter what the result here, that's at the keep mode then at the Eco Power Stadium. Through a Danny Addy penalty. There's a drop out force. Hansen kicks it straight to Craig Hall. As Brady gets brought down inside Halifax's 20. Jones waits at dummy half. Finds Robinson. Spilled by Heavy but keeps hold of it and just takes his tackle. Centre field from Ronan Dixon. Burns finds Matangi, takes to the line. Finds Johnston. Greg out the back is Boas. Boas kicks it through. He's a knock on. It came out so quick I thought it was a kick. It was a good tackle from the Halifax defence from Alfie Johnson. And Halifax will get the scrum 10 metres out from their own posts as the rain starts to get worse. Goodbye summer rugby. As Doncaster pushing the scrum, trying to force one against the head. As Saltonstall comes back into traffic. Will take his tackle just shy of the 20 metre line. Slow play the ball. McCarran again goes back into traffic. Brought down by Heppy. Hansen. Short ball to Brad Graham. Brought down by Robinson. And here Hansen. Short ball to Davies. Davies. Great tackle coming in there from Jones. Quick play the ball though. Halafiki finds Hansen looking for a 40-20. There's no one back on that far side. Great chase from Ben Tibbs and Craig Hall slid in really well to collect the ball because Ben Tibbs was really chasing that down. Then plays the ball to Smeaton who finds Boas. And Boas gets brought down on his own 20 by Tangata. Here's Robinson. On to Gebby. Gebby steps back inside. Oh, lovely off the back offload to Robinson. Finds Paulie. And Paulie, great tackle there from Johnson. Pushes him back. But he still makes a few yards. It's Paulie. Burns jumps down from dummy half. Finds Johnston. Johnston offloads to Hall. Hall. Long ball out to here. But here drops it under no pressure. And Doncaster losing the way there. As Zach McCrone comes on for Ronan Dixon. And Brad Knowles comes on for Paulie.
Number 16 of Paulie, replaced by 8 of Brad Knowles.
As Brad Knowles, who got sin bin day last year for the Dons, against his former side. And Halifax will have a scrum 30 metres away from the Doncaster line, centre field, the best field position we've had all game. After 20 minutes, Restall. Good yards for Owen Restall, that's better. We'll bring Halifax near the Doncaster 20. Plays the ball. Still 2-0 at Odsall to Featherstone against the Betfred Bulls. Here's a Tangata. Oh, slips just before the defensive line. Still tackling the bag here for Halifax. Centre field, options left and right for Halafihi. He goes right to Hansen. Short ball to Dufresne. Graham on the angle. Brad Graham it is. Good chopping tackle there from Jones. Halifax less than 10 out from the Doncaster line. Halafihi. Short ball to Tangata. Can he crown his star man week off with a try? Alan Tangata is over the line but is held up. On the last, Halifax. Halafihi goes left to Dufresne. Dufresne chips over the top, looking for Alfie Johnson. The ball bounces, Tibbs collects. But the ball goes harmlessly out over the touchline. I think it's going to be a Doncaster ball. And Doncaster will have to play the ball underneath their own posts. Still have a 10-0 lead. There's Gebby. Gets Doncaster going. There's Boas, sorry, my mistake. Here's Reece Lynn. Brought down by strong defence. Yet again from Brad Graham. Helped out by McCarran. This is definitely Gebby this time, but good tackle down low from McCarran. Which quick play the ball, and Burns just haven't done me half. Steals 20 or so metres. Great run there from Greg Burns. Here's Gebby again. He'll take the Dons over halfway. Stopped by Davies, Tangata, and McComb. Last one for Doncaster. 40 metres out from the Halifax line. Burns goes back to Hall. Good pressure there from McComb as Hall and Restall finally collects one. Ironic cheers from both ends of the stadium as Restall on his third attempt collects a Craig Otto bomb. A Saltonstall dumped on his back by Hay and Jones. Here's Charlie Graham, who's run well so far this game. Brought down his own 30 by Matangi and Burns. Halafihi finds Fairbank onto the field. He's just come on through with McCarran, Jacob Fairbank. He's brought down 10 metres shy of halfway, does Bobby. Back to Hansen. Hansen straight down the field, splitting the winger and fullback. Saltonstall and Charlie Graham lead the chase. It's going to be Charlie Graham who makes a tackle on Adini Gebby on his own 20. And Gebby's come off second best on that tackle, unless he's tired. Tangata the tackle again, helped out by Hansen and Fairbank on Craig Hall. Here's Barry. Good yards after contact from here, brought down eventually by Halafihi and Davies. Here's Lynn. Meets McComb and Jufrey, putting down Fairbank down low. Doncaster 5 metres shy of halfway. Here's a Doncaster substitute, Maffey. He's brought down just over halfway by Halafihi. Last one for the Dons, goes back to Robinson. Robinson puts up a floating bomb, Restall underneath. And that's the trickiest one he's caught all day. Restall makes the break. Here we go, Restall. Go on, lad. And Burns makes the tackle. And isn't that ironic? The most difficult kick he's had to face all game collects comfortably and makes the breakaway in Restall. Well done. Tibbs carries it on. Here's Saltonstall. Will bring Halifax up to halfway. Quick play the ball too. Halafihi finds McComb. Good yards there from Zach McComb. Looking for a quick play the ball. Scream at Liam Rush for a 6 again, but Liam Rush lets it go as Tangata will bring Halifax 25 metres away from the line. Last one. Halafihi waits, goes back to Jufrey. Jufrey bombs it cross field, looking for Johnson again. Tibbs collects on the fly. Gets the offload away to Johnson. Jufrey kicks, it hits the Doncaster man. In Watson Boas. He collects it just before he goes out in a touch. And him and Jufrey having a bit of a set too. A bit of the handbags. There's Liam Rush. Stops the clock just to tell him to get on with it. Here's Lynn. Met by Davies. Strong defence by the Welsh international on the England international. Here's Smeaton. Twisting the tackle but brought down by Tangata and McComb. Johnston finds Matangi. Halifax putting bodies in the tackle there. Fairbank, Halafihi and Brad Graham. Burns finds Knowles. Up against his former teammate Fairbank. Good contact there by Fairbank. Davies finishes off down low. Last tackle for the Dons just shy of halfway. Goes back to Robinson. And Robinson End over end kick. Saltonstall waits, collects on the full. Passes it to Restall. Oh, Restall nearly dropped it again, but does well. Good step here from Restall. Good yards again. That run's done him all the world of confidence for in Restall. Hansen finds Saltonstall, keeps hold this time. Big contact there for Knowles, who rags into the ground just shy of halfway. Halafihi hands on to McComb, goes back on the inside. Brought down at marker by Maffey and Knowles. Halafihi, short ball to Fairbank, out the back to Hansen. Once Graham's come back on the inside and does. Gets brought down 30 metres out for the line. Halafihi finds Fairbank. Takes the line, throws dummy Fairbank. That looks a little bit high. The Dons defenders play on, says Liam Rush, who signals for the last tackle. On the 20 metre line, it goes back to Hansen. Hansen dinks it over the top, looking for Graham. Graham jumps, hits it backwards. It hits Hansen's foot. The referee rules that it was a knock on from Graham. And Doncaster have to play the ball 10 metres out from their own line. This is better from Halifax. Better ends the 6 as Hay. It's brought down by Fairbank and Halafihi, 15 metres out from his own line. Here's Boas. Boas, big collision there from McComb and Tangata. Here's Maffey. Another big collision there coming in from Connor Davies. Tangata down low and Fairbank finishes off. Burns at dummy half, finds Lynn. Lynn goes wider. Dufresne just about holds on. And Johnson wraps the ball up so he can't get the offload away. Doncaster 10 metres from halfway. Johnston finds Batangi, footwork at the line, but Fairbank does well. Good wrapping up of the tackle by Davies. Last one for Doncaster, 5 metres shy of halfway. Goes back to Craig Hall. And Craig Hall kicks straight down Ben Tibbs' throat. And Tibbs looking to counter-attack, but it's a good chase there, led by Ben Johnston. And look at that counter-defence. Hall and Smeaton in there for company, push Tibbs back about 10 metres. Good yards there from Saltonstall. Brought down by his ex-teammate Smeaton. As Graham gets brought down by Jones. Here's Restall. Stopped by Knowles. Halifax behind the 40. Hansen kicking early in the tackle count. Lovely kick as well, splitting winger and fullback. Hall goes back to collect. Hands it on to Gebbe, and Hansen leads the chase and makes the tackle as well. Great play there from Jack Hansen. Helped out by Tangata. The play stopped because Gebbe has come off second best on that challenge. The last tackle I was involved in, he didn't get up very freely, didn't he, Gebbe, and that one as well. He stayed down. He's a tough cookie. He's Adina Gebbe. They don't breed him soft in Papua New Guinea. But he looks to be okay. He's on his knees. There's a Doncaster physios. Give a thumbs up to the bench, he's okay. As Charlie Graham goes to the sideline to get a few words from Kyle Eastman. There's a rolling clock as well, so it says 30 minutes on the clock in the ground, so it might be a bit out as Knowles gets brought down by McComb. Here's Maffey again. Maffey gets brought down by 3 Fax defenders, and it's still 2-0 at Bradford in favour of Featherstone. So no matter what the result here, Halifax will finish 6th and will go to Odsal next Friday night. Here's Maffey, brought down by Fairbank and Davies as this rain gets even heavier. Last one, Robinson just grubbers it along the floor. And Restall, brilliant take off the floor by Restall. Well, he's certainly got great yards as well. Owen Restall, since making those 2 mistakes, is having a wow of a game as Connor Davies comes off the field. And is it Maxime Job that's come on? Adam O'Brien that's come on, sorry, my mistake. As Halifax gets the ball, he'll go to loose forward and gets welcomed by a big shot there from Brad Knowles. O'Brien brings on Fairbank on the angle and spills it. Unlucky that, because he was halfway through the gap, was Jacob Fairbank. As you can hear the rain through against the stands here. And Doncaster will have the scrum on their own 30-metre line, centre field, which Conor Robinson will feed. Burns comes towards this near side, and Gebby, he looks to shake him off that knock. Good tackle down low by O'Brien. Finished off up top by Brad Graham and Jack Hansen. Good footwork at the line by Jones. Nice play. Will bring Doncaster into the Halifax half. Stopped by O'Brien, but it's quick play the ball, and Gebby jumps out from dummy half. Good tackle there from O'Brien and Fairbank as Doncaster 35 metres away from the Halifax line. Robinson runs across the line, double pump, goes to the gap. Conor Robinson is away, he's looking for support and slips on the floor. Tackled by Restall. Here's Johnston, sets back on the inside. Johnston, oh, love the offload, but a funny tackle there. Brilliant shot there from Fairbank on Maffey. Here's Johnston, short ball to Smeaton, and Smeaton goes through the gap. And Sam Smeaton does score against his former club. And Doncaster go 14-0 up with a kick to come after around about just after the 30-minute mark here.
Driving on the dome, sponsored by IFS Risk Solutions, number 11, Sam Smeaton.
Great play by Johnston, lovely disguised ball, put Sam Smeaton through a Doncaster bus size hole in the Halifax defence and went over unopposed. As the Doncaster fans salute Ben Johnston. And Doncaster scored their 3rd try of the game. And Conor Robinson will have his easiest kick of the afternoon so far, just to the right hand side of the posts. And Conor Robinson straight through the H's. And Doncaster leads 16-0 with just coming up to the last 5 minutes of this first half. It's Hansen with another kick. It's a lofted kick. Hall underneath it, collects it comfortably, hands on to Knowles. Big collision there. Up top from Halifax and Burns. Hands on to Johnson. Lewis Johnson is for Doncaster. Here's Maffey. Got tackled down low by Halifax, who's putting a real shift this first half. Hall kicking in the tackle count behind the 40. Restall tried to stop it with his foot, but it goes through. It's in the field of play though, so he'll return it. And Restall Does well. Here's Tibbs, Red Philistine. Put down by Don's defence, looking for a quick play of the ball and gets it. It's a mess of a ruck and Liam Rush lets it go. As Johnson, Alfie Johnson, it's for Halifax, makes yards. Saltonstall, great yards as well. Plays the ball just over the 40. O'Brien kicking early in the tackle count, lovely kick. He could have stayed in the field of play and Craig Hall collects. And O'Brien leads his own chase and makes the tackle. Great play there by Adam O'Brien. And Hall will play his ball 12 metres away from his own line. Here's Lynn, met by Jouffre, Fairbank and McComb. And it's a penalty. Doncaster's first penalty of the game by my reckoning. I'm not sure what it was for, but Robinson kicks it a touch. And Doncaster will start a set 15 metres from halfway. Lynn taps and hands it on to Boas. And Boas stopped by 3 Halifax defenders. Jouffre, Fairbank and McComb. Burns finds Johnston. Short ball to Lewis Johnson. Brought down by Tangata, Brad Graham and O'Brien on halfway. Here's Robinson. Short ball to Jones. Hanson brings him down. Big hit by Graham. And finished off by Fairbank. As Doncaster less than 40 metres away from the Halifax line. Robinson runs centre field, shows and goes. Finds Johnston. Johnston on to Hall. Hall kicks through. Looking for the chase of Lynn. Restall back. Collects it on the bounce. Good chase from Hall. Chased his own kick. And Restall play the ball 5 metres away from his own line. Here's Alfie Johnson. Big shot coming in there from Burns. But Johnson rides it well and plays the ball quick. Jouffre hands it on to Saltonstall. Good yards after contact there from Salty. Plays the ball 25 metres out from his own line. As McComb makes a few metres upfield. O'Brien jumps out from dummy half. Good work from Marker there. Last one for Halifax. Quick play the ball. Hanson has time to place his kick. He runs a little bit. Chips over the top. Looking to chase his own kick. The ball bounces. Gebby collects. And Hanson with a tackle. Great kicking game so far today from Hanson. And chasing his own kicks as Gebby gets up gingerly again. Great shot there coming in from Jacob Fairbank, I think it was. On Jones. Here's Boas. Meets McComb. McComb does well. Helped out by O'Brien and Halafihi. Here's Knowles. Brought down by Tangata and McComb. And Halafihi, sorry. Here's Johnson. Lewis Johnson, that is. Stopped just after halfway by Brad Graham and Tangata. Last one for the Dons. Goes to Robinson. Robinson will just grubber it towards the corner. Restall hits his chest, spills it, but he catches it again. Never in doubt. Runs centre field and it's brought down by Burns and Jones. Here's Charlie Graham on this blind side. Good yards there from Charlie. We'll bring Halifax up to the 30 metre line. Here's Saltonstall. Kicks in between two Dons defenders. That looks a bit high from Lewis Johnson, but referee rules play on. O'Brien finds Hanson behind the 40, looking at 40-20. Hall's going to get there. There's good chase from Hanson and Jouffre as Hall looks to go back centre field. Hands off Hanson and finds Lynn. And Lynn tries to step inside the challenger Graham, but Graham holds on. Fairbank down low, brings him down. As Doncaster start to set off 15 metres away from their own line. As Boas, good tackle there from Alfie Johnson. As Doncaster struggling to make territory at the moment. Smeaton put down by Halafihi. Johnston waits at dummy half. On to Knowles. Good yards there from Brad Knowles. Will bring Doncaster up and past the 40. Brought down by Tangata. Burns was out from dummy half. finds Johnston. Lovely dummy there from Johnston. Oh, important tackle there. Right on the hooter from Jacob Fairbank. And that brings to the end a first half which has gone all in favour of the Dons. A much changed lineup from Carl Easton, and it shows as Doncaster looking to finish as high up in the table as possible. 3-0 through Adini Gebe, Watson Boas and Sam Smeaton. Robinson converting 2 of the tries as it's 2-2 currently at Odsall, which means that no matter what the result here at the Eco Power Stadium, Halifax will finish 6th and will go to Odsall next Friday. With the half-time score here at the Eco Power Stadium in this Betfred Championship round 26 clash, it's Doncaster 16, Halifax Panthers 0. Welcome back to the second half. Sorry about technical difficulties, but we're back on there. As Fairbank takes us over halfway. Halifax 16 points to 0 down. As O'Brien finds Hanson on the last. Kicks deep. Collected by Craig Hall. And Hall. Good chase from Saltonstall on that right hand side as Gebe, gets the ball away, brilliant play. Robinson steps back on the inside, gets the ball away to Jones, steps for Stone, Jones makes the break, still going Jacob Jones. That's the ball to Boas, and Boas, brilliant ball and all tackle by Ben Tibbs. And Boas goes down. Stays down this time. The play continues. It seems to be okay. There's Boas. As Maffey takes the ball into the Halifax defence, brought down by Fairbank, less than 10 metres out from the line. Burns, loose, long ball, well trapped on his foot by Knowles, and Knowles drives towards the post. Stopped by O'Brien. Fairbank and McComb. Burns goes left to Robinson. Brings on Jones on the angle. Tries to go between 2 defenders, O'Brien and Tangata. Restall comes in to wrap the ball up. Last one for Doncaster. Right on that Halifax line. Burns goes left to Robinson. Shows and goes. Brings on Gebe on the angle. Gebe finds Hall. Hall kicks through. Looking to chase a Smeaton, and Dufresne is there to clean up. And puts it dead for a goal line dropout. Hanson with a goal line dropout. Great goal line dropout as well. Goes past halfway. Collected on the fly by Maffey. Great tackle down low by Fairbank. Forces a knock on. Brilliant tackle from Jacob Fairbank. What a chase from Jacob Fairbank. 34 years young. And leading the way. Forcing the mistake from the substitute, Ilakaya Maffey. And Halifax have the scrum down 10 metres shy of halfway. And Hansen will feed the scrum. O'Brien at the back, hands on to Saltonstall, and Saltonstall stopped by 3 Dons defenders, Jacob Jones, Brad Hay and Connor Robinson. Here's Brad Graham. Good run by Brad Graham, will take Fax past halfway. Brought down by Burns. O'Brien uses the blind side. Charlie Graham tries to go the outside of Jones, but Jones has had a great game for the Dons so far. Puts him down. Halifax 35 metres from that Doncaster line. Long ball from dummy half. Spill by Alafihi. I think it was Saltonstall at dummy half who threw a ridiculously long pass. And Alafihi tried his best, but he was put under pressure, bounced in front of him and spilled the ball. And Doncaster have scrum 10 metres shy of halfway. Burns will find Johnson, hands it on to Lynn. Good contact there from Johnson, Alfie Johnson and Ben Tibbs, helped out by Lou Jouffre. Burns finds Boas. Good contact there from McComb up top. Johnson down low and Tangata finishes off. Here's Johnston. Brings on Johnson. That's not confusing whatsoever. Here's Johnston at the line. Spill by Smeaton. Alfie Johnson's away. Alfie Johnson hands it on to Tibbs. And Tibbs is going to sprint away from Brad Knowles and Craig Hall and dive over the line. And Ben Tibbs goes over for his 13th try of the season and the first try of the second half. After 5 minutes of the second half, Halifax pull 4 points back to 16 points to 4 with the kick to come.
Try for the Panthers scored by number 2, Benjamin Tibbs.
Great defence there as Ben Johnston took it to the line. Smeaton spilled it. It landed in the hands of Alfie Johnston, and he had backed Alfie Johnston to race away, but Ben Johnston held on his coattails. Johnson got the ball away to Ben Tibbs, and Tibbs finished off for his 12th try of the season to extend his lead in the Johnny Freeman. 13th try of the season, sorry, he says 12 in front of mine, and obviously he's added to it. I'm having a great day. 13th try of the season to extend his lead in the Johnny Freeman, definitely got that name right, Memorial Trophy for the top try scorer of 2025, Anno Domini. As Jack Hansen lines up for the kick, halfway between the post and the touchline on this near left hand side, and pulls it straight through the post. And Halifax rode on by the lads than expected, away following behind the post. Find the voice for the first side of this game. So 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's Doncaster 16, Halifax 6. Craig Hall with a kick-off. It's a spiral kick-off as well. Restall collects well. Hands on to Tangata, the star man. Returns with interest. Brings the ball outside the Halifax 20. O'Brien finds Joe fresh onto the field. Brought down by 3 Doncaster men. Jones, Knowles and Burns. Here's McComb, not skipping a jump forward defensive line, but stopped eventually by Burns, Smeaton and Maffey. Here's Fairbank. It was his big hit that has given Halifax the impact this second half. O'Brien, short ball to Tangata, will bring Halifax past halfway, good yards from the Cook Islander. Last one. Lovely disguised ball from dummy half from O'Brien. Jouffre kicks it long. That's got just the right length as well. Lynn just about gets into the field of play, and who's there to make a tackle? Louis Jouffre. Brilliant kick and chase. There's Johnston. Nice little yard, like a dummy from dummy half. Missed a few yards for the Dons. Boas steals a few metres as well, but put down by Fairbank. And Job. Here's here. O'Brien involved alongside Tangata with a tackle. Goes to Robinson. On to Gebby. And Halifax have forced the knock on from the Doncaster man as well. Brilliant defence there. Charlie Graham and Brad Graham involved. And Zach McComb raised his hand saying, "Come on, lads." And just as that, Alfie Johnson's there saying, "Calm down, make your mind up, lads." As Owen McCarran has just come onto the touchline to warm up, ready to come back onto the field. And Halifax will have a scrum down 25 metres away from the Dons line, centre field. Hansen feeds. O'Brien at the base, finds Restall. Ooh, that looks high from Boas. And it is. First penalty of the second half goes to Halifax. Restall drawing the penalty, and Halifax will just tap and go. O'Brien taps to McComb. And he'll bring Halifax to less than 15 metres away from the Doncaster line. Drawing a good clap there from Kyle Eastman. Tangata finds Hansen. On to Dufresne. Shot ball to Graham on the burst. From Brad Graham. Nearly at the Dons line. Just held up short. Tackles in the bag. Deep in Doncaster territory for Halifax. O'Brien finds Fairbank. On to Hansen. Brings on McComb on the angle. McComb. Oh, just stopped momentum there, and Doncaster pushing back because of it. Still within Doncaster's 10. O'Brien finds Dufresne. Brings on lovely disguised ball for Restall. Good tackle down low from Connor Robinson. Still tackles here for Halifax. O'Brien finds Hansen. On to Tangata. Good footwork at the line for Tangata. Still going. Eventually put down. Less than 5 out. Last tackle for Halifax. O'Brien finds Hansen. Kick towards the corner for Graham. Well taken in goal by Watson. Boas and Boas. Gebby, sorry. Oh, and he's lost it backwards. Gebby. And this is definitely a good Boas now. Here's Riesling. Stopped by 3 Halifax defenders. McComb, O'Brien and Fairbank. Here's Paulie back on the field. Just got flowed away to Robinson. Here's Johnston. Johnston away, and Ben Johnston. Oh, Liam Rushers hasn't read the script. He's given a forward pass. And both sides were cheering for Ben Johnston to get over the line. And Liam Rush is a party pooper here. Given a forward pass, I'm not too sure if that was right. But play the game, Rush, come on. Let John Hook get over. There's a forward pass in Halifax. We'll have the scrum. 25 metres out from their own sticks. As McCarran is raring to go on the touchline. O'Brien feeds Saltonstall. And Saltonstall still going. Eventually put down by Johnston. As McCarran comes on for Tangata. Nice play, dummy out from O'Brien. O'Brien makes a break. Again. How many breaks has Adam O'Brien made from dummy half recently? We'll bring Halifax 5 metres inside the Dons half. Restall goes from dummy half this time. Runs across field, but still making yards forward. Good yards there from Owen Restall, just outside the Doncaster 30. Here's Brad Graham. Good footwork at the line, but put down by the Dons defence in the shape of Brad A. Here's Jack Hansen, runs across field, brings it on for Fairbank. Stopped by 3 Dons defenders on their own 20. Last one for the Panthers. O'Brien goes right to Hansen. Kicks towards the corner, looking for Charlie Graham, but again, Gebby spills, he still collects. The referee rules it's a knock on, rules that the ball hit the Halifax man. As Featherstone extend the lead, also well, they go back into the lead, so it was 2-all at half time. It's now 8 points to 2 for Featherstone at Odsall, so no matter what the result, even if Halifax win here, we'll be going to Odsall next week. But Halifax have the scrum 10 metres out underneath the Doncaster post. Dufresne goes to the line, stops as Craig Hall gets the grips with him. But Halifax have 6 more tackles on this Doncaster line. Here's McComb, good footwork, he bears nose, but Smeaton's there. One Halifax player to another, puts him down. Lying on, it's the first 6 again in the game, goes to Halifax. As O'Brien nearly dives over from dummy half. Dufresne finds Job onto Hansen. Restall still going despite the 3 Doncaster men on him. Good strength from the fullback. Still tackles in the bag here. Hansen, short ball to Job. Again beats the first man in Knowles. Halifax right underneath the Doncaster sticks. O'Brien, too much in front of Dufresne, does well to hold on. Gets the offload away to McComb. Charlie Graham was steaming in there, but McComb holds on. 5 yards away from the Doncaster line. Here's Hansen. Back to Restall. Stopped by Robinson. Last one for Fax. Less than 5 out. Goes to Hansen. Grubbers it through. They'll give you the chasers, and does Maxime Job got there? He comes off the post, and Maxime Job has scored the try for Halifax. Pulling it back to 16 points to 10 with a kick to come. And maybe word has got out that Featherstone away at Bradford, and maybe we can put the foot on the gas. As Maxime Job just going to the last 25 minutes of this game, pounced on the ball. It was a lovely grubber through from Jack Hansen. The ball hit the post and Maxime Job was there just to put downward pressure on the ball. And Job has scored tries in consecutive appearances for Halifax after his try. His try of the year nominated try against Hunslet. As Louis Dufresne converted from bang in front. And Halifax scores 16-12. And this game has really come to life. It was Louis Dufresne because Jack Hansen was at the sideline having a conversation with Kyle Eastman. (16-12) as a game on here as Hall gets back underway. Restall allows it to bounce. It was a tricky kick-off, and McCarron does well to ride the challenge of Paulie there. Here's McComb. Good contact there from Smeaton and Knowles. Brings him down. Halfway between the try and halfway. Here's Dufresne. Throws a dummy, but Boas does well. Down low, and Johnston finishes off up top. O'Brien finds Alfie Johnson. Oh, that was a big swinging arm from Paulie. Oh. Might not have been high, but shocking technique. Hansen got the kick away, and Gebby collects it on the full. As Doncaster start to settle 15 metres shy of halfway. Fairback, Hansen and Brad Graham with a tackle on the Doncaster man, Jacob Jones. Smeaton gets brought down just over halfway. Here's Riesling. We're brought down. My mistake. as Lynn stopped by McComb and Dufresne, 15 metres over the halfway line. Johnston finds Robinson, on to Hall, further on to Jones, and Jones makes good yards after contact, was brought down by Hanson and Charlie Graham. Here's Robinson on the last tackle, hands on to Hall, who puts it high, not necessarily deep. Restall comes to collect, misses, but it's collected by Owen McCarron on the bounce. To be fair to Restall, there was an whole crowd of players in front of him, so he couldn't really got to the ball. The ball bounced straight to the hands of Owen McCarron. Halifax will start the set off 25 metres from their own line as Restall breaks out of one tackle. Great run there from the fullback. Since he dropped those 2 balls early on in the game, Owen Restall's had a great game. Saltonstall takes us up toward the halfway line. We'll get brought down 5 metres shy. Eventually he'll play the ball, messing around the ruck. O'Brien finds Job, short ball to McCarron. Will take us past halfway, tackled down low by Boas. Another 6 again for Halifax coming in. As Fairbank winds up, gets the offload away. Hanson collects. Halifax needs to calm down just a little bit here. Hanson with broken fielding there, gets the offload away to Dufresne. I don't think Halifax realises it's a 0 tackle. Dufresne creates the overlap. Dufresne back on the inside. Oh, important tackle coming in from Ben Johnston. Plays the ball. O'Brien has free run. No markers. Steals 10 metres from the play of the ball. Dufresne waits at dummy half. Finds Fairbank. Takes it to the line. Short ball to McCarron. McCarron twisting the tackle. Brought down less than 5 metres away. Underneath those Doncaster posts. O'Brien waits dummy half. Surely that's a penalty. It is. The Doncaster man pushed McCarron over. I think it was Tyler Heppy. Now will Halifax go for 2, or will they get another set of 6 on the Doncaster line? They're going to tap and go. O'Brien taps and finds Dufresne. Finds McComb, goes back on the inside. 6-3 Doncaster men to stop his progress, less than 5 metres away from the line. O'Brien waits a dummy half. Finds Fairbank. Short ball to Job. Can he get a second try, Maxime Job? No, he's just pushed back by the Dons defence. Halifax have stacked on the right hand side. They've got men over if they use it. Hanson. Short ball to Graham. Brad Graham, that is. Brought down by two Dons defenders. Here's Hanson. On to Dufresne. Dufresne throws a dummy and Dufresne! It's over! And Louis Dufresne, to the delight of the Halifax coaching staff and players in front of us and the Halifax fans behind the post, goes over for his 8th try of the season and equalises the game for Halifax. And you can hear the Halifax fans sing with 18 minutes to go. They believe that Halifax could take the lead with this kick. What a comeback from Halifax. 16-0 down at half time. They've roared back in the second half of the Panthers. It was Louis Dufresne. This, as if people get players' names wrong. Who would ever do a thing like that? You never hear me get players wrong. As Johnny Hanson lines up for the kick at goal to take the lead for Halifax. You would not have thought that at half time. What is the score at Odsal? As Hanson, just to the left hand side of the posts, makes no mistake. And Halifax, after being 16-0 at half time, after 23 minutes of the second half, take the lead, 18 points to 16. Someone tell us what the score is at Odsal. The Halifax fans behind the post are delighted. 8-2. It's still 8-2 at Odsal to Featherstone. So even though we are winning, so at Featherstone, so we will still go to Odsal next Friday night. A wicked kick-off again from Craig Hall. Awful bounce, but Charlie Graham Brilliant take from Charlie Graham. And it's a penalty as well, as Liam Rush has had enough of messing around at the ruck. There's one too many goals from the Doncaster player. And he gives Jack Hansen a chance to kick Halifax into Doncaster territory from the penalty. But Saltonstall takes quickly. Saltonstall steals 15 metres from that penalty. Here's McCarran from the short ball from Fairbank. Fairbank's had a great second half so far with ball in hand and in defence as well. Here's his Fairbank, takes the ball up, put down by 3 Doncaster defenders as the Panthers find themselves 15 metres away from the Dons line. O'Brien, short ball to McCarran, out the back to Hansen. McCarran's taking later, play goes on, Restall going on, and Liam Rush is going to blow the penalty for the late challenge. 18 points to 16. Do Halifax take the shorter goal, or do we just carry on? Liam Rush stops the clock, and the Doncaster fans, who were so happy in the first half, aren't this second half. And it's Sui Matangi who's been called over by the referee alongside the captain Reece Lynn, and could we see a card here? And Liam Rush is going to be lenient. And lets him off for the warning. And tap and go as Maxime Job, who's had a great game since coming on. Maxime Job will bring Halifax to 10 metres away from the line. O'Brien goes right to McCarran. Can he get a try on his return to the side? He's brought down less than 5 out. O'Brien from a scrappy play of the ball finds Hansen onto Jufrey, out the back to Restall. Restall applies a brace, comes back on the inside. Restall put down by Smeaton. O'Brien finds Fairbank onto Hansen, short ball to Job. Job charges at the line, still going Maxime Job. Stopped just shy of the line. No, he's over the line, but he's definitely held up. And he'll go back to the 10 metre line to play the ball. I think on the 4th tackle here. Here's Hansen onto Fairbank, keeps hold, brought down less than 5 out. Here's the last tackle for Halifax now. O'Brien waves a dummy half, looks left and right, goes right to Hansen. Hansen, little dink towards a corner. The ball's not back. Charlie Graham gets it, Graham's in, and Charlie Graham scores to extend the lead for Halifax. I thought it was a bit too shallow kick, but Brad Graham, I said it before, it's Golden Grahams for Halifax. Brad Graham jumped up and knocked the ball back to Charlie Graham, and Charlie Graham won't score an easier try all year. And with 13 minutes left to go, Halifax extend the lead to 22 points to 16 with a kick to go. 22 points 16 with a kick to go. And those Halifax fans are delighted behind the post.
Brad Graham to Charlie Graham.
There's Hansen, lines up his shot of goal, 20 metres out, 10 metres in from touching that far side as Jacob Fairbank takes a well-earned rest. Fantastic second half he's had. Hopefully, Feather's still doing the business at Odsal. Hansen lines up, The Doncaster fans silence, so that means that the flags are up. Hansen kicks his 3 goals. How good is Jack Hansen from kicking goals with fans' pressure behind him? And that makes it 24 points to 16 with just over 10 minutes to go. A crucial 2-point lead, 2-score lead. Hall goes short from the kick-off. Job's underneath it and collects really well. Maxime Job. Oh, there's some players who are playing himself into contention for next week. Charlie Graham is definitely keeping his place. He takes the tackle of Paulie and Brad A. Here's Saltonstall. Put down by 3. Don's defenders, 5 metres shy of halfway. Here's Dixon back on the field. Charges Halifax past halfway. O'Brien waits at dummy half. Finds McCarron back at the ruck. Keeping them interested, but they put him down. Last one for Halifax, 40 metres out from the Dons line. Goes back to Jouffre. Jouffre puts it high. McComb chasing, but Hall collects comfortably enough. Jack Hands with a great tackle down low. Brad Graham up top. He's another one that's playing himself into contention for next week, Brad Graham. Charlie Graham involved in the tackle again. Quarter of an hour to go at Odsall. It's still Bradford 2, Featherstone 8. So even though Halifax are winning now, because Featherstone are winning, we will go to Odsall next Friday. But it's a long way to go. All sorts of twists and turns. Yeah, playing like this. We'll take anyone. Oh, huge hit. Massive hit. Top of the pops. That hit was. Owen McCarron and Ronan Dixon. A duet that deserved to be on top of the pops. Massive hit. As James Saltonstall collected the Doncaster kick, and Charlie Graham will go from dummy half to get towards halfway. If there was a hit of the year at the Star Man Awards, I think Owen McCarron would have cleaned up. He's been brilliant all year, but Ronan Dixon, wow, as well. Restall, good yards as well, plays the ball. As Dixon takes his tackle inside the Doncaster 30. Here's Hansen, takes it to the line, shows it, gives it to Jouffre, short ball to McComb. Donson's going for a forward pass, but play goes on. Sweeter with a tackle. Last tackle, 10 metres out from the line. Jouffre runs it to the line, short ball to Dixon. Halifax not testing their arm, just conservative end to the set. Just with a turnover. Doncaster will play the ball 5 metres away from their own line. Defence coming in from McComb and McCarron on Gebby, on Boas. As a penalty, Liam Rush signals a penalty, the first of the second half of Doncaster, for an high tackle, to the ironic cheers of the Doncaster fans on the far side. That's a great touch finding kick, will bring Doncaster to halfway. As Kyle Eastman and Jaimel Coleman right on the edge of the technical area, right on the touchline, barking instructions out to Halifax players. Paulie stopped by 3 fast defenders. Job down low, and then McCarron and Dixon up top. Here's Johnston, brings on Smeet on the angle. Great shot again from McCarron. Dixon there to lend weight. Burns, shocking pass from dummy half, well collected there by Heppy. But they're pushing back towards halfway. Gets the ball out of Heppy though, and Craig Hall looks to counter-attack. Good tackle coming in from McCarron. Burns picks up one-handed again, and on to Matangi. Good shot by Dixon, wrapped up down low by Job. Finished off by McComb. Doncaster 25 metres out from the Halifax line. Goes right to Johnson. Johnson goes through the gap, but brilliant defence again from McCarron. Last tackle for Doncaster, 15 metres out from the Halifax line. It goes back to Robinson. Robinson shows. Out the back to Craig Hall. Covers it through. Saltonstall's there to collect on the fly. Brilliant wing play from James Saltonstall. There's a Halifax man taken out off the ball. Oh, McCarron's definitely... Oh, sorry, that weren't McCarron. And Connor Robinson getting involved with Zach McComb, and the referee marched him back 10 metres. As Halafiki comes onto the field for Job, who's had a great stint, Maxine Job. Halifax find halfway with a kick. Charlie Graham and tap and go himself. And make 10 metres with it as well. Over 10 minutes, they're pulling him back towards their own try line, Doncaster. Brad Graham scoots from dummy half. Goes towards the Doncaster 30.
It's a change up.
O'Brien. Long ball to Halafiki. Takes to the line. Jufre brings on Restall at the back. It's a lovely little play, but Restall don't necessarily know it. Hansen brings on McCarron. Big shot from Paulie Pollard, but McCarron rides it well. Halifax 12 metres out from the line. O'Brien dummies right and goes left. McComb stepping. Oh, big shot coming in from Boas. Last one for Halifax inside the Don's 10. It goes to Hansen. Another crossfield kick. Charlie Graham collects. Oh no, Gebby collects. I thought Charlie Graham got that, but he must have had his pocket pinched. There's Charlie Graham. Great defensive work from Marker there on Brad A. Another defensive work there from Hansen and Brad Graham. Gebby picks up one hand from dummy half and makes 10 easy metres. Throws the offload away. But Charlie Graham knocks on the offload, so I think Doncaster are going to get the scrum down. Still 24 points to 16 with 4 minutes to go by the clock in this stadium. Here's Johnson from the scrum. Tries to evade the challenge of Jufre, but Jufre does well. Helped out by Alfie Johnson. Here's Boas. Loses the ball, but the referee rules illegally. The ball came out. Stolen attack with 3 men on him. Oh, and Craig Hall's tapped and gone. Halifax trundling back, expecting the kick to touch. Well, Craig Hall, using all his experience, tapped and made 15 easy metres before handing the ball on to Brad A, who's brought down. Robinson brings on Heppy. Heppy gets the ball away back to Robinson. And Robinson stepping, bobbing and weaving, looking for options, but he's just going to take the tackle of Ronan Dixon. Of Zach McComb. Burns finds Johnston. Short ball to Paulie. On to Boas. Great tackle there by Tibbs. Ball and all tackle there from Tibbs on Watson Boas. Burns finds Johnston. Long ball to Matangi. Matangi throws a dummy but gets it to Robinson. Out the back to Craig Hall. Craig Hall showing and going, still going, but brilliant tackle coming in from Jack Hansen. Passed the ball off the floor. Referee rules he wasn't held. Here's Gebby. Throws a dummy, Gebby. Loose ball to Boas. Boas steps back on the inside. Still going Boas. Another loose pass. Johnson. Does collect. Doesn't collect, and Restall can pick it up. Oh, he had the whole field to go at Restall. But the referee's ruling it's an Halifax knock on. I couldn't see an Halifax knock on there. But Liam Russell's a lot closer than me.
Yeah,
and Doncaster have a scrum down 15 metres away from the Halifax line. Just coming up to 90 seconds left. What's the score on Hodsall? Oh, it's 8-all at Hodsall. Oh, we don't want. Oh, do we need that? 72 minutes, 8 minutes left at Hodsall. Hall throws a dummy. Can he get over the line? The ball goes out into touch. And Halifax celebrate a great defensive effort there. I think at the moment Halifax and Featherstone will be level on points by my reckoning. What's Featherstone's points difference like? Halifax on to play the ball right in front of the sticks.
By Sue Walker on his final appearance, number 6, Ben Johnston.
And the Doncaster have read the script. Ben Johnston's got the man of the match. He has had a good game as Adam O'Brien leaves the field.
So,
And I think it's Connor Davies who's come on to replace him.
30 points difference ahead of us.
Featherstone have got 30 points difference ahead of us, so we will stay 6 if things stay as they are. Doncaster forced the error as Zach McComb is getting dragged into some nonsense as well. Halifax forced the error. It's 80 minutes on the clock here, but we don't know how long's left. Doncaster with a scrum 25 metres out. Hall brings on Gebby from deep, but it's a good tackle down low by Connor Davies. Who else? Finished off by Owen McCarron. Here's Matangi. Matangi stopped by 3 fast defenders. Davies. Sorry, 2 fast defenders. Davies and McCarron. Here's Robinson. Finds Johnson. Brings on Paulie from deep. But great contact there from Dixon. And McComb. Less than 5 out though. Burns, long ball, it goes along the floor, collected well by Hall on the bootlaces. Brilliant tackle there. Who was that? Zach McComb, James Saltonstall. What a tackle. Here's Robinson, finds Heppy. Doncaster losing away a little bit, they lost a bit of shake, gets the offload out the back to Johnston. Finds Paulie. Brilliant tackle down low by Alfie Johnson, just chops him in 2. Dufresne there as well. Last one for Doncaster, 15 metres out for the line. Johnston finds Robinson, last minute of the game. Robinson finds Hall. Hey, finds Gebby. Gebby on the corner. Has he got in there? No, the toucher just put his flag up. And it's all going off in field. Ben Johnston going in on, I think it was Owen McCarron, who a late shot on Connor Robinson. It's a brouhaha as Bradford take the lead at Odsal, 12 points to 8. We will go above Featherstone if it stays like that at Odsal, but who cares? We're winning. We're going into the playoffs. 5 wins on the spin. Bring on Oldham if that's the case. This is the madness of the playoffs. In the space of 2 minutes, our destination for next week has changed. Meanwhile, in the background, the referee's getting his reports from his 2 touch judges. Can we get an 8-point try? So there's a draw. As a referee, Liam Rush calling over Zach McComb, who must be captain on the field at the moment. And again, I think he'll be lenient. Oh no, James Saltonstall's in there.
Last minute, 7.5 minutes.
Yeah, last minute of the game. Bradford 14, Featherstone 8. So at this moment in time, Unless there's an 8-point try in the last minute, Halifax will be going to Oldham next Friday night, instead of Odsal. Here's Matangi from the tap penalty. Brought down by Brad Graham and Connor Davies. Less than 10 metres out, Burns finds Robinson. Out the back to Johnston. Short ball to Paulie. Brings on Lynn on the angle. Great tackle there. Brilliant tackle there from Ronan Dixon. He picks up the ball. There's a penalty there on the hooter. The referee's ruled offside. Or ruled not square from Ronan Dixon. It's all going off here. And someone's going to the bin. Ronan Dixon's going to the bin for that. Referee ruled it's a cynical professional foul. Ronan Dixon was at marker. Doncaster played the ball to no one. Went and picked it up, but the referee ruling there was a cynical Sinbin salt and stall rushes up to force the error, and that is the win. And Halifax finished the 2025 season with 5 consecutive victories to potentially go 5th in the table. It hasn't finished Odsal yet. But at the time of recording now, Halifax, after a torrid 2024, where we nearly went down, nearly went out of business, Kyle Eastman has revolutionised this team and got Halifax Panthers to 5th in the Betfred Championship table. And as it stands, next Friday night we will go away to Oldham in the first round of the 2025 Betfred Championship playoffs. But today, Halifax have shown the character that was shown all year. 16-0 down at half time. Halifax scored 24 unanswered points through Ben Tibbs, Maxime Job, Louis Jouffre and Charlie Graham. Jack Hansen kicking 3 goals and Louis Jouffre with the other. The last game of the regular season here at the Eco Power Stadium. Massive congratulations to Ben Johnston on his career. The final score, Doncaster 16, Halifax Panthers 24.